The views expressed by the guests of The Real ShowCast do not necessarily represent the views of The Real ShowCast or its hosts. Enjoy the show.
Deedle, 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 deedle. Robble, 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 deedle, deedle, robble, deedle. Welcome to the cast, The Real ShowCast. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Real ShowCast. It's the cast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to The Real ShowCast. I'm your host, Tommy Mack, and with me, once again, one of my favorite people in the world for now and for always, my man, Eric Stretch.
Hello, everybody. I am thrilled to pieces to be back with Tommy. Tommy and I have known each other for about 900 years now.
Something like that.
Something like give or take.
We're
for those
vampires.
that you don't know, Tommy and I got to tour the world and especially most of America, almost I think all of America really, with the boy band No Authority.
No Authority.
So we had a top 20 hit. That hit number 20 for about...
Was it just 20?
I think it was just 20 for like one day or
just
something.
got in?
We just got into the top 20.
Brilliant.
But we've toured together. We've known
We
each
did
other
have a
since
gold
we were-
record, though, with the
did have
Rugrats
a
and
gold
Paris
record.
soundtrack, so at least we had that.
But that's how we know each other, and that's why we've been friends for centuries now. But we are not here about for us.
Today,
The Real
today.
ShowCast podcast.
we have an old friend of mine, and when I say an old friend of mine, I'm not calling him old, and I'm not calling him like a friend, but he is. He's an old friend of mine, Mr. Delious Kennedy from the Grammy-winning.
We have a Grammy Award winner.
Grammy-winning. We've had an Emmy Award winner on
Yes,
the show.
now we have
and
a
now
Grammy
our
Award
first
winner.
Grammy Award winner, multi-platinum selling artist.
They went past 20.
They went past. They saw 20 and they were like, "See you guys later."
ya.
We're on the way to number one, and they went there and they stayed there for a while. Actually, Delious Kennedy from the group All for One. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is he coming?
he'll be here shortly.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
We are so thankful and thrilled to have you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Glad to be
The
here.
Real
Thanks for having me.
ShowCast.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, let's just kind of get started with some of the basics. So, how did All for One form? Who came up with the name? Like, give us some of the basics of that, if you could.
You are taking it back to the
Taking it back.
beginning.
Sometimes we like to say, what was the original pitch of the group or the show? Like, what was the original thing that you used to have to say in interviews?
little thing
like
floating
back
right
in
here.
the
Oh my
late
gosh! Well,
90s.
it's funny because we still do that same speech, but it's usually Jamie and Tony that do it. But they, the three of them went to school together in the Antelope Valley when they were growing up. Tony and Alfred went to school at Mojave High School in Antelope Valley. They met Jamie at a college talent show, and then they were Tony and Alfred's group beat Jamie's group. He hates when I say that, and he's like, "Yeah, but the guy was drunk." So
What were the groups called? Do you remember?
I wasn't there. No, I don't know what
okay.
it was called. Yeah, and then they found a guy, and they started doing radio station jingles for the Hot 97.7, which was the radio station that was out there.
Okay.
And then a guy approached Jamie in church saying, I'm looking for a group that can sing this song. I know this producer guy that wants to put this song out, but he's looking for the right group to sing it. And then I met the guys at a karaoke contest at the Antelope Valley Fair trying to win money because I just moved out here from the East Coast and I was broke after a
You were
year.
born and raised in Manhattan. Or you're born in Manhattan.
I was born in Manhattan, but my dad's Air Force, so we moved
Air Force
every
brat.
2 years.
Moving all over the place.
Yeah.
That's how you met my cousin, actually, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. We went to the same school together.
Davey Wavy.
And so, so I met them at the karaoke contest trying to win some money. It was Jamie and Tony singing Ebony and Ivory, the black guy and the white guy, and it was me singing At This Moment.
As you do.
right?
Yeah.
And we tied.
You sang At This Moment?
At This
Was
Moment. That was my go-to song back in the
Who
day.
sang that? Was that
Billy Vera and the Beaters.
I was going to say Billy Ocean. Billy Vera. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
Billy Vera and the Beaters. That was my go-to song for everything because I knew I could do it well and I needed to win money. So I'm like, all right, let's put the go-to song out there and try to win some money. So we tied to come back for the finals and we lost to some girl singing Memories or whatever. I was like,
Cats ruins everything.
right.
Cats does ruin everything. It's
Cats.
true.
And so I was still broke and hungry. And then Jamie was like, hey, we have a record deal. And I was like, I'm looking at Jamie. Yeah, I've been in LA for a year.
We got a record deal, and we're waiting on you.
Well, he didn't say that then. But yeah, everybody, and I've been out here for a year, and everybody in LA was like, I have a record deal, or I'm this important person, da da da.
Yeah.
And everything was like, I was like, everyone's lying to me. So Jamie had like this Jerry Curl bowl cut like the Beatles. And I was
No
like,
way.
Nobody signs you. I'm thinking to myself,
Like Stevie B? Like Stevie B's old style with the
Like worse, like 80s, sort of like down. And
we
around.
have to okay. When you guys come back, you've got to bring a picture of that. We got to bring that.
I'm
up.
sure we can find one. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely. So I'm like, nobody signed you, and I said, listen, if you ever get to LA,
Michael signed you as a double.
Michael Jackson. I'd work for Michael as a double. So yeah, I came from LA, so I said, if you come to LA, here's my number. Call me. We'll hang out because I met the guys and all that. And then if I come up here, we'll hang out. And then I got a call one day. I got home from my temp job at Saban, and
At Saban,
I was working temping at Saban.
so like
Entertainment, Power Rangers, yeah.
That's great.
And which is data entry stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a guy on my voicemail from the record company, I guess. He was offering me a record deal, and I was like, "Who is playing with me? It just don't happen like that. You don't get a record deal on your voicemail, at home." So I called the number back. I didn't recognize the voice, and I'm being an ass on the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, someone's handing out record deals with the phone." Yeah, and he's going on and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Right." Mm-hmm. And then he was like, "I have a feeling that maybe you're not interested in anything like that, but the guys from the karaoke contest said you." I was like, whoa, back up. From the karaoke contest at the AV fair, he's like, "Yeah, they gave me your number to call." I'm like, "Well, why don't you start with that?" Yeah. I'm thinking that this is a prank call. I'm trying to catch which friend it is trying to play with me.
You've won a cruise to the Bahamas,
right? And so he's like, "Do you want to come and audition for the head of label?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I went down there, and that was like in August. And in October, "So Much in Love," our first song, was on the way to number. Yeah,
that was the acapella.
Yeah. So I almost blew that.
That's incredible. Just always go to a karaoke contest. I mean,
that's the truth.
You never know.
There are some talented people at karaoke.
You're gonna have a really good time,
right?
Because it's karaoke, and make a record deal.
There you go.
If you have your kind of chops, though.
If you have friends that have record deals and you believe them.
And I just want to go on record as saying, and Delious, I think I might have told you this before, but
you told me this yesterday.
I did tell you.
I
this.
was gonna bring it up.
I really truly think that you have the best voice that I've ever heard live.
Oh, thank you, man.
Honestly, not blowing smoke, like 100% the best, most pure voice I've ever heard live.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
True story.
I have some moments every now and then.
You do have
It's called being human,
right?
I would think.
Yeah.
Well, that's some compliments right there.
Yeah. And I'm not. It's true. It's true. So let's get past the mushiness. Your first show as a band together, what was that? Do you recall your first show?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
Because I got a ticket coming home.
a little monument, a little tribute to the show.
Our first show was actually a show at Little Rock High School that Jamie knew a friend that was putting together I think it was the prom.
In Arkansas?
No, here up in Antelope Valley, Little Rock, Antelope Valley.
All right.
And he had a friend that was putting together, like it was a high school dance or whatever. And he's like, "Will you guys come and just sing So Much Love?" And I'm like, "Oh,
just one song."
Yeah, that's all we had. We didn't have a record yet.
Yeah.
And Jamie was like, "Yes, just do it. There's a friend of mine, and da 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 da. We can get out there." And I'm like, "Oh, kids are brutal. I don't know if I want to do that."
Teenage girls are the most scary.
It's the dudes that are like, "Get him out of here."
Yes, that's true.
The girls be like, "Oh, that's nice." And so that was the first one. We went up there and sang So Much in Love for our high school at Little Rock High School.
And how'd it go?
It actually went pretty well.
Yeah.
It went pretty well.
Either they're going to love you or they're going to hate you. And you got to hope that the first person that makes the noise, it's going to be a woo and not a boo.
Yeah.
Because everyone else is going to follow along.
Yeah.
It's like you're sheep in high school.
You are,
right? I mean, you're gonna follow like what's the popular thing. So you want that woo first.
And I think it's pretty common too for a lot of bands to get their start to first have their performance, at a high school.
Oh yeah,
I know that's
absolutely.
We did that as well.
Yeah.
We did like the high school tour.
100%.
To just kind of before we would go on tour,
just
for like our listeners.
You're getting the show together, the set, and all that.
And you know how I just want to go back and say how terrifying it is.
It is.
And that's the first time, like as a band, that you're really trying to solidify what your live show is going to be in front of teenagers.
Because you remember you're not too far out of high school yourself at that point, and you remember what it was like in high school and how people can be. It's like, oh man, they're gonna hate this, and they're gonna, it'll be a shot to your ego.
Yeah,
I think a more terrifying thing, though, at least for us, was watching Ricky grind on
Yeah.
high school girls.
There was a lot of inappropriate
There was a
things.
lot of, there were,
that
there were things,
that happens.
and you would see teachers come over and like pull the girls away, and it was, there were some things that went down. And you're like, wait a minute.
We didn't do the grinding stuff, but yeah.
But so success on the first.
First one out.
First one.
Yeah, so surprising to me. I was so shocked. I was still working the temp job when it was on the radio, and I'm like, we hadn't quit yet because we hadn't had a record.
Yeah.
And I would call the radio station, which is 92.3 and all that, and I'd request the song because everybody heard on the radio but me. And on my lunch break, I'd be like calling da and doing different voices. Can you play this song? Yo, man, I want to hear that song. You know. And it finally came on the radio one day, and I was like, oh my God, it's real. You know, it's like. And then, my temp job lasted up until the day that the label said, you have to quit your job. So I was like, good, because they just fired me.
It was like,
Literally.
Well, you got to pay me too.
Yeah, exactly.
Label.
So you quit the job and you guys record the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, did you start going on tour? Were you just doing radio promotions? Like,
No, we did the album in like 4 or 5 weeks, all songs for the what you call it, and then
That's pretty fast.
that was really fast because So Much in Love had taken off and gone up the charts.
So it's like time to
and
go.
we had nothing.
Yeah.
We're like, there's no album. What do you mean? This song's not gonna last forever. You know, you gotta have an album. So we went in and we were working in 2 studios back and forth, just finishing the first album, and then
What was the other big hit off the first record? Was there another?
I Swear.
oh, that one. I know I told you this earlier, but once, like, for the past 48 hours, I've had I Swear in my head, and I want to thank you because a lot of times you want songs out of your head, like the one that was in our head earlier, but you go right. I Swear has been in my head, and I've been enjoying it going on in my head for the past 48 hours. So thank you for that.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's hard to get old. Sometimes it can, but yeah,
It's such a good song. It's a beautiful.
It's a gorgeous song.
And the vocals are fantastic.
You know, when we recorded that song, I didn't even realize it would be the song. Well, I don't think you ever realize this song's gonna be as big as it's gonna be. But it was the very last song added to our debut record. The record was done.
Yeah.
It had all the songs. The artwork was done. Everything. When the president of the label of Atlantic, or Warner at that time, Doug Morris, brought us into the office and played us the country version. He said, "What do you guys think of this song?"
John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah, John Michael
Right.
Montgomery's
Yep.
country version. And we're thinking, oh, the big guy just wants our critique of another person's record. And so we're like, it's got great lyrics. He sounds da-da-da-da. He's like, we want you to record it. But it's country. You know, we're like, we're going to put you back in the studio with David Foster. And I was like, I'm sold on that one already.
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
And he's going to do what he did with I Will Always Love You to this song. We were like, okay.
Country songs make the best ballads.
Sure do.
Because they write about real stuff.
It's real.
Even today.
Yeah.
And so, we finished that song. And on the first 500,000 copies of our CD, you'll notice I Swear is not listed on the back.
Really?
Really?
It's just a red sticker that says also includes I Swear. Because everything was
It
done.
literally was that late
Yes.
to the wow.
So if you have one of those records that just has the sticker, you know,
You can
have
sell-
a rare copy.
you could put it on eBay.
Yeah. I'd buy it, actually. I don't have that one.
If you have one of those, send it to us so we can give it to D.
Yeah.
He needs that for his collection.
Absolutely.
All right.
Pretty exciting.
So speaking of John Michael Montgomery, you guys also did another John Michael Montgomery song. Is that right?
Not really.
No. Were you first?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So you switched places for that one.
Well, with the success of I Swear,
Yeah.
the songwriters got really clever and sneaky.
Okay.
So we got I Can Love You Like That in the summer of 94.
Okay.
Yeah, in the summer of 94, and we heard it and we were in Malaysia.
And that was on In the Music Speaks, or was that?
So, yeah, it was going to be on our second record,
Okay.
yeah. And so we got that song overseas. We're like, oh, this is amazing. No sophomore slump. This has got to be a hit. Da-da-da-da.
Absolutely.
We recorded it in the studio with Foster and killed it and everything. And then our record wasn't coming out until later on. It was the first one we did, so we took months to record our record. We were actually at the Grammys in 95 when doing a duet with John Michael Montgomery on the stage.
For I Swear.
For I Swear, yeah. And he was talking about, my new song, da-da-da-da, I Can Love You Like That. And the four of us were like,
What?
Wait, you were on stage when that happened?
we were on stage.
Oh,
and they can hear us on the microphone. And we're like, what? That's really weird.
Is
How
that
does
on
yours
YouTube?
go?
I've got
I
to
don't know.
find that.
It'd be outtakes if it were.
I hope so.
And so he was like, they read you Cinderella. And we were looking at each other. We looked at our manager, and he's in the audience because he's hearing the whole conversation. He's like, I just found out I just found out. And so when they turned John Michael Montgomery's record into to Atlantic, because we're both on Atlantic at the same record label, and he's like, "What? You guys don't like the song?" He's like, "I love the song. We got it by All for One months ago," And then John Michael released his first. And then we had to go another whole year. So why do you guys keep remaking country songs? We're like, that was ours.
Yeah.
But the writers knew what they were doing. They make more money by having 2 hits on both.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That is smart.
Well,
Wow.
it is a really great song.
Yeah, I love the
It
song.
is a really great song. I just like any song that has a really beautiful key change.
And you guys actually got together. You got together with John Michael.
yeah.
Was that was
For the 20th anniversary of, or the 20th or 25th anniversary of I Swear. So we got together and we merged the country version and the pop version
Nice.
together.
if you
It works
haven't
well.
if you haven't seen it or heard it, it's really nice, and it's on Vivo or YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, All for One.
Go
John
check
Michael
that out.
Montgomery.
It's really, really beautiful.
Well, so now that you have like all this crazy success, do you have any like specific like fan interaction moment that, or like just one of those moments where you're like, I was years ago, like a few years ago, I was temping and then now you have all this amazing success. Did you have like a moment?
The moment
that
where you're on
really,
stage and you're like,
the aha moment,
How
like
did
the
I
Oprah
get here?
aha moment?
Why am I here?
You know what? It's one of the things I always say. I wish I would have lived in the moment at that time, because I grew up watching all your behind the musics and the da da da. I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna last. Da da da. So with every milestone of success, So Much Love, number 5. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool, but I Swear, biggest song in the history. I'm like, really? I was like, nope, not spending no money, not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Not gonna last. Skills does well. I'm like, okay, I can live it like that. I was like, they still like us? I was like, nope, no, this is too good to be true. Not so. I never lived in the moment. I never allowed myself to live in that moment, which I wish I did now.
Yeah.
Because I was always afraid.
No, but you can
it's
do it
not gonna
now.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I mean, I appreciate what I still have now, but it's not the same as when you were that age
right,
and going through
right.
it at that moment.
I can understand, relate to that for sure.
The crazy thing is, I'm not sure if this is fact, but I mean, you guys have been touring nonstop.
Right.
Like the original members of the group. I don't know if there's another group that has toured for as long as you have with the original members.
You know what? There was a question on a show or something like that someone sent to us, and the question was, what band is still touring after so many years with the original members of the group, and the answer was All for One. I was like, really? Wow. I had to think about it. I was like, well, I guess Boyz II Men lost one at some time. Backstreet had lost one. NSYNC is not touring.
And even back
so.
like Motown, like
oh yeah,
different members.
Yeah.
I think you guys have the
Same original.
We should contact
Same
Guinness.
yeah.
The
Guinness
Guinness
Book of-
Book.
yeah, absolutely.
I think you guys might have that record. Just a thought. Just a
I like
thought.
that Guinness thing.
Well,
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there's still like rock bands. Well, no, actually,
No, I don't think
probably
so.
not.
With
That's-
original members?
With original members, that's really kind
I
of
think you
impressive.
got because it's now 20.
25, going on 25 years.
Let's
So you
look
guys you still all get along. You also
Yeah.
have a really great relationship. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Don't hear that often.
Note that down.
I'm actually going to ask Hannah to check on that. That'd be a good little Guinness
First,
thing.
Hannah, let's look into that. Hannah, by the way, is All for One's manager.
yeah.
Hey, Hannah.
Hey,
What's up,
Hannah.
So
You got
with still talking about All for One, and I just want to know what that moment was when you guys won the Grammy. I mean, come on, you're a Grammy Award winner. That's pretty awesome. I just want to you're a Grammy Award winner. That's awesome.
I kind of allowed myself to live in that moment.
Yeah,
that was a moment.
That
Okay,
was
good.
when I did start. I was like, did this really just happen? We actually, our Grammy was presented off camera, so we were in the hotel room with the extra TV at the time, and they're filming a piece when we were getting ready. And then they're like, "Hey guys, you guys just won the Grammy. They just announced it."
You weren't there.
We weren't there because it was presented off camera.
Oh, man.
And so we had a bunch of TV interviews. So we're like, well, it's not on camera. I mean, we'll get it if it's there. But
Sure.
we're performing that night, so we knew we were going to be on the telecast. And I was just like, we won? And he was like, yeah, you guys just won a Grammy. And I just remember thinking to myself when I was a kid, I'm like, oh my God, I watched this for every year since I was, I don't know what age, hoping to get this. And the first time out, and then my mom and my second mom from Virginia were like, when they called, they're like, do you realize there are people who have been in this industry forever that still don't have a Grammy?
Yeah.
They're like, Madonna doesn't have a Grammy. So-and-so doesn't have a Grammy. I was like, no way. And I thought about how big that was. I'm like,
It's a big deal.
Huge.
yo, It's amazing. Yeah,
I almost stole your Grammy once.
right.
There's
When-
evidence of it too.
When we were
It's geo-tracked, so I'd find it.
we were writing a song we were writing a couple songs actually, and then one of them ended up making the
No Regrets album.
no regrets.
the no regrets. No regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No Regrets is the name of the album. If you look it up, for some reason the album song list is kind of weird, funky on.
Yeah, it's weird.
On what was that, Amazon or
On
something?
Google or Amazon, whatever. It was.
Anyway, dig a little deeper. It's a great record.
Yeah.
And I was reading the review of it from All Music Review or something like that, and it was like, oh, nice songs, nice, but it said one of the best songs you guys ever performed was My Child.
You know what? I appreciate
Child.
that.
That was one of the best songs. Just patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
Wait, Tommy, do you have something to do with My Child?
Well, I did help write that one,
you
and
did? Oh,
it almost
interesting.
didn't make the album. Kind of
yeah.
like
I swear.
Yeah, that was one of the what's called. Steve Harvey also said we did his radio show back in the day. We sang it live on there, and afterwards he was like, "That was probably the best lyrically written song of the year."
Well, let me just fist bump you for that.
Nice.
Yeah, well done, my friend.
So he got the approval of Steve Harvey and the black community.
Didn't he? He called it like the perennial father's
baby
Father's
daddy
Day
anthem.
song, or
Yeah, 'cause
something
it was-
like that, right?
It was a song about, you always hear about deadbeat dads and everything like that, but you never hear about the people who are fighting to see their kids.
Right.
Relationship goes wrong, and sometimes a mother might be like, if you don't want me, you don't get to see the child.
Yeah.
And there's been many people fighting. Matter of fact, when the song came out, I got so many messages and comments and emails from people that were like, yo, this is my life. Thank you for this song. If you go on and look on the Vivo and just read the comments from men on that song, there's like, man, this is my life. Thank you. I'm going through this right now. And da-da-da-da. I was like, and some people actually approached me and I thought I was going to get jumped. They're like, yo, let me talk to you for a second. I was like, I don't do it. Thank you for that song. I was like, oh, thank God. I thought, well, the hardest looking brother. I was like, whew.
You better get your jewelry taken.
Yeah, I was like, what? And he started handing it off. Let me talk to you. Just take it. Don't hurt me. No, man. Just thank you for that song. I was like, oh, yeah, give it back.
What was your favorite line from that song? I've got my favorite line.
What's your favorite line?
So my favorite line was, I'm here to stay. The child bears my name. My blood runs through his veins. That to me, just like it just hits.
Yeah. That's
I don't remember
strong.
if I wrote that or you wrote that or what. But
I never remember which exactly lines I write after.
I'm just gonna say
2 years.
I'm just gonna say I wrote those lines because I love. They're my favorites.
convenient.
What are your
He
favorites?
said, "Oh, how convenient."
What are
No,
your-
that one?
Is that the line?
Yeah, but I said the blood runs to the veins is the. Yeah.
Have
It's a
I
beautiful,
played you?
beautiful
Have I
song.
played you this?
Yeah, I've
song?
heard the song. It's beautiful.
Okay, good.
It's gorgeous.
And in the video, the father is played by
Malcolm Jamal Warner
Malcolm
from the
Jamal
Cosby
Nice.
Show. Yeah.
Theo.
Theo.
So great video.
yeah,
I think.
yeah. I thought it was awesome.
I really do love that song. And wasn't there a presidential? There was something. There was a. I want to say there was some kind of presidential something where it was used. Barack in a father's that.
I don't remember.
whatever.
Oh no, we did
There
go
was-
to Washington.
there was
You're
something,
right.
right?
We
Yeah.
went to Washington to perform it for something. I don't remember. I have the worst memory. Yeah, we did go. We sang it in the National Mall for something.
Right.
That was going there. It might have been a Father's Day event or some sort of something.
And Barack Obama said it's the best song that's ever written.
Sure.
Wow.
Moving on.
How
That's
interesting.
enough. That's enough of me stroking my.
Well,
my
I think
own
it's
ego.
a big, huge congratulations that you guys are still touring and you're still
That's amazing.
representing
That
and
is-
still performing for your fans
Yeah,
because
it's fun.
fans are for life. So
I'm thankful myself. I'm
Hopefully.
blessed. I don't take it for granted for sure.
What was the most awkward fan interaction you ever had?
For me, back in the day, was I'm the littlest one of the group, so just putting your hand out to shake someone's hand, and then ending up in the audience. Like little girls are strong.
oh yeah,
They pulled you in.
Oh yeah, and then you have the other guys grabbing my feet, trying to bring me back on the stage. It's like,
adrenaline is
man,
thing.
they're
So it's like
strong.
unwillingly crowd surfing.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly,
accidentally.
Yeah,
But no face to face kind of. I mean, we've had people slap us and
Slap
ask
you?
to step on our shoes.
they don't wanna do that.
Weird. Chew our gum.
yeah. Slap you, I get ghetto with that. Did you just slap me?
Yeah.
Okay, we about to have a
I'm
moment.
glad he was by my side because he kind of
I was like, what?
he calmed it down.
Right,
And she expected him to sign her autograph after she smacked me.
right,
He was
right.
like, "Eh, go on. So you never had anybody.
There was
nothing,
one
anything like that?
recently that maybe I shouldn't say because I don't want.
You don't have to
see
name
this
names.
Yeah,
don't have
but
to
she
say names.
came backstage. We let her come backstage to meet us because she had a heartbreaking story or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then while she was back there, she pretty much just dissed everybody in the group. You know,
That's so
I was
sweet.
like, oh, except for me. She's like, you da da da, but you guys and this and you're waiting. And I was like,
I have a theory
Uh-huh.
as to why fans will do that. They want you to remember them.
okay, well,
Or they're
it
just
worked.
terrible people.
Yeah.
But
And
do you remember?
they're dead
Do you
inside.
remember the girl in Boston who just in the middle of an interview was like, "Ricky, are you gay?" Just like in the middle of an interview, just randomly.
Interviewer?
She was someone that was allowed in the room.
Oh, to ask questions during an interview?
This girl ended up. Do you remember when the girl got arrested for stalking Britney Spears? She was in her yard. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Remember
yeah.
the story?
Uh-huh.
Same girl.
Well, she sounds like a hoot.
She was a hoot. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so now you're still with All for One, and now you got like all these fantastic solo projects that you got going on. So can you please tell us about the brilliant Flashback Tonight?
Flashback Tonight is my baby. Flashback Tonight is a talk show that highlights all your favorite entertainers and sports icons from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Maybe now 2010 as we keep going on.
So it's kind of like what we're doing, but you have like live music, you have the
steroids.
bands.
It's a
like
live studio audience
Yeah.
and live like nighttime Arsenio Hall. Type
So
of
if you
talk show.
like what we're doing here, you'll love
Absolutely.
what Delious is doing.
Absolutely.
Flashback
And it's
Tonight.
fun. It's like, we interact with the audience and everything. And we've had some great guests on, Richard Marks, Rick Springfield,
Yes.
Karen White, Tone Loc, Coolio.
You'll have to have
Joe
No
Coy.
Authority on. You'll be the first exclusive No Authority interview.
If you can get us all
in over
together.
20 years.
If you can get all
Because
together.
we can't do it here. That would be weird.
Uh-huh.
It would have to be you.
Man, we're trying to break stuff. My perfect musical guests are the ones definitely people haven't heard from a while, but they still love them. It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I
Some
don't want the
nostalgia
ones
going on.
Not necessarily the ones that are definitely out there making waves now. I'll still have them on.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get Tracy Spencer right now, to do it because everyone loved Tender Kisses back in the day and her songs, but she disappeared.
Right.
So I want her because people will tune in and be like,
What's the story?
Tracy Spencer, where have you been?
I love
sort of
that.
thing. Yeah.
I remember when you were talking about starting it, and we were talking about the name of it. I'm like, well, why don't you try use this? And you're like, nope.
It was Delious Live first, and then someone's like, "You need something what says it's retro," and da da da. That's when
Flashback.
it changed to
Flashback
Flashback Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah,
Flashback.
I love
Tonight.
that.
It's a great name.
it's fun.
Great name. And social media handles for that. Before I forget.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Social media is Flashback Tonight on Facebook. On Instagram is Flashback _ Tonight, and on Twitter is Flashback #2 NITE night.
Okay.
I'm the worst.
We'll write them down and we'll put them
Yeah,
up.
that's better.
Write them down.
Write them down. We'll put them up.
Now, this is where I want to reprimand you for that because you could have changed it to something you could have gotten all the handles for. I'm just saying.
But I'd already done the show before I put the social media up. So
Yeah.
once one was out there called Flashback Tonight, I had
Too
to try
late.
to keep it as Flashback Tonight. I was like,
That's
oh,
why you got to plan. That's why.
Yeah.
I know Jamie's thinking about starting a podcast
Yeah.
for songwriters. I told him like, look, man, come to me. Let's talk. You
Yeah.
got to plan.
yeah,
3 months before I even came up with the name for the show.
yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. 3 months.
Yeah, make sure
Learning,
all the
planning.
handles were.
You got to have every. So anyway,
Yeah.
anyway, moving on. Speaking of talk shows,
Mm-hmm.
you've got a special history with Arsenio Hall, don't you?
Yeah,
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, that's one of the ways I got into All for One because he had a Flavor of the Future contest back in the day, which is like first American Idol sort of thing back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I got on the show. That videotape that I got from the Antelope Valley Fair competing with the guys, that was a consolation prize. You get a videotape of your performance.
A VHS.
Yeah, VHS. And so when I got home that evening, Arsenio had announced, I'm looking for a talent for the Flavor of the Future contest. Send your VHS. And I was like, I have a VHS. So I FedExed
I got
that.
one.
Yeah. I FedExed that straight into them like the next day. And then I got on the
Did
show.
you make a copy of it at least so you could keep one?
No.
You sent the only thing you had in?
I did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What if it had gotten lost in the mail?
I know,
But
right?
it
I
didn't.
didn't think about that. Yeah.
It didn't.
I was just trying to get on the show. I mean, I'm out here struggling. I'm like, whatever. You got talent? You looking for talent? I haven't.
That's dedication.
Yeah. So I
That's
just
awesome.
thought about that. Yeah, I don't have a copy of that.
I love that innocence.
Yeah, right.
That's so cool.
That 20-year-old innocence is like, whatever.
I have a copy.
Here,
I got that.
VHS tape. You want one? I have one. Here.
That's so good.
Yeah, and I got on the show, and then I won the show, and then I used that's when the guys saw me as a reminder of the contest, and like, oh, and that's when the guy called me.
Nice.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you, Arsenio.
Yeah, right. That was fun.
Arsenio. And
Thank you for snail mail for not losing the tape.
and you
Right?
and you caught up with Arsenio fairly recently.
Yeah.
Right. What was that?
ABC or CBS? I think it was ABC did a TV show called The Greatest
Guest of all time?
Songs.
All for one.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was The Greatest Songs of All Time.
Close enough.
Greatest songs of all time. It was amazing because I was in the studio. It was like you seeing all these people with all these songs that were like, REO Speedwagons and Makeup over here, Rick Springfield's over here, just all these hit songs.
Yeah.
And so we were on there and we sang, and he came on and he sang with us as well with a little segment he called Hall for One.
Arsenio sang with
he
you?
was like, I used to be in the group as well, but back in the day it was called Hall for One.
What
And then they kicked
part
me
did
out.
he sing?
He came in at the very end and he did the and we just sort of looked at him because it was off key.
And
And he's like, and then Kelsey
I swear?
Yeah, I swear.
Okay.
Then Kelsey Ballerini came on and was like, so is that why they kicked you out the group? He's like, yeah.
That's funny.
He couldn't get the run right.
Couldn't get the tune right.
Or the key.
The key, right.
Another thing that you got going on is the Singers Night at the Federal. Is
Yeah.
and that happens? Is it monthly? Or?
It used to be monthly until we started touring. So
Okay.
then I had to fit it in between the tour dates and all that stuff. But we just had one last Monday. It was amazing. And we did one last month called 90s Night. And a producer was in the audience. I guess he'd been coming to a few of those shows. And
a music producer,
a TV producer.
TV producer. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and so he hit me up on Facebook afterwards, like, "Hey, would you be interested in meeting and maybe making this a TV series?"
Nice.
And I was like,
You're like, you want a VHS? I got one.
"Right,
I got you.
exactly." And so I was like, I hadn't thought about that because I'm working on the talk show, trying to get that off the air. But I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
100%.
And so the last one on Monday, he came out with a camera crew and they filmed for the sizzle reel.
My man.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
It's not on a network yet, so we're just pushing around to see.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got your hands in so many things.
You're so busy.
Something better pop, right?
Right.
To be as stressed as I am all the time, something better pop.
Something better pop from the mouth of the Grammy-winning artist. I
know, right?
Something better pop. But no, but I hear you though.
Yeah.
I know how busy you are.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're grateful to have
Well,
you out today.
Now that
Absolutely.
you're doing this on television, you've also got involved into a lot of acting roles as well, right?
Yeah, I do
so-
acting as well. I haven't auditioned lately because I've been touring, but yeah, I love to
A lot
do
of
acting.
film, TV.
Not, I won't say a lot of it, but I've done sporadic stuff here and there.
You better take advantage of being in LA.
I know
You're doing it all.
but here's the
A
thing:
lot of short
though.
films, or
I done some shorts and TV episodes and independent film. But the problem with it is being on tour, and I'm afraid about losing my agent as it is. I'll go out and they're like, "Hey, HBO wants to see you," and I'm like, "I'm in Kansas,"
Right.
And they're like mad
Yeah.
because they work so hard to get you an audition, and then you're not even here to
Yeah.
go
You
audition.
could do can put on film and
If
or
they
VHS.
allow you.
You're like, sorry, I'm in
VHS.
Japan right now. Send them the
It's like a
VHS.
full-on handle.
That was the last one. I hope you don't watch this one because I'm supposed to book. You're supposed to book out and let them know when you're out of town.
Yeah.
And I've been pretty good, but every now and then I'll forget.
I'm terrible at that.
Right?
They get so mad at me.
But you
get mad.
self submit too sometimes. No,
I don't self-submit.
you don't do that at all.
No, they don't.
no, that's what
they
the
don't
10% is for.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez,
And so I was in.
I need to catch up.
Yeah, man.
I
you
still
got
self
to.
submit. I need to find an agent.
I just don't know if they ever look at those self-submissions. Like it's great, for
You hear success stories every now
I got
and then.
Do
VHSs.
Yeah, you got
There
you
you
booked
go.
I
something
did.
recently with the self-submit thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a short, but
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's still
whatever.
something.
I booked the
Yeah.
lead on a short.
Oh,
Big deal.
cool.
No big deal.
Whatever. No,
No
big
big
deal.
deal.
And the character's
Whatever.
name was Tommy, so I think I think subliminally they had to do it.
Right.
So I don't think it was my talent.
And then going on to like you now are like about ready. I know this probably won't air for everybody to come and see the film festival, the Catalina.
It's gonna
Film
be.
Festival.
It's gonna come. It's gonna air after. But we can look ahead to next year's Catalina
So
Film Festival.
what year is this? Or talk about the film festival and all that.
The
jazz.
Catalina Film Festival. It's the effing Catalina Film
This is another one of your babies.
This is another one of my babies. I don't know why I torture
Busy.
myself. I torture myself.
Yeah. Yes, you
yeah,
do.
the Catalina Film Festival. This is year 8.
Year 8.
And you started
8.
this.
Yeah, me and my buddy Ron Trupa are the co-founders of it.
Why did you start this?
It wasn't my idea. My best friend Ron, we used to always go out with a group of people to Catalina Island
With
for
friends
his
like that,
birthday,
he needs enemies.
right? For his birthday every year, and then one day he was like, "Why isn't there a film festival on Catalina Island?" I was like, "I don't know.
Why are there a lot of things on
That's
Catalina
the
Island?
first thing you thought of when you went to Catalina?
Because it's got the theater there. It's got the history. It's the first sound theater ever built for sound. He's like,
Okay, that makes more
that
sense.
makes more sense.
well, and Hollywood and Catalina has a great Hollywood history. Like Marilyn Monroe used to live on Hollywood, Cecil B. DeMille, Charlie Chaplin, all these
They
Hollywood.
lived
history.
on Catalina.
Or they filmed on Catalina. Marilyn lived on Catalina.
Oh, wow.
With her husband back
I
in the
did
day
not know that.
when she was still Norma Jean. And then all these people filmed out there. Cecil B. DeMille, Charlie Chaplin, all this great Hollywood history. Ronald Reagan was discovered for his acting thing out in Catalina because the Chicago Cubs did their spring training camp in Catalina. So he came out as a sportscaster to cover it when someone said, you got to look for so-and-so, for an actor. And he was discovered out there. So it was like, what?
He took his VHS back to the mainland.
I don't think it was VHS
time to
back
go.
then. It was just like, but yeah, so all that Hollywood history, he's like, if there's any place that needs a film festival, and we don't need many more film festivals, there's like 5,000 of them in the world.
Yeah.
But Catalina in the Hollywood history needs to have a film festival. I was like, you're right, man. And I let it go. And then the next week or so, he sent me, so here's the business plan. I'm like, for what? For the film festival, man. I'm like, we're doing a film festival?
And,
He's
and
like,
what was it? Trupa?
Ron Trupa.
Ron
yeah.
Trupa.
Trupa.
And then, and we just went into it not knowing how to do it. He's just like, there just has to be one here. And now we're here in year 8. And we've had so many amazing guests out there: Sharon Stone, William H. Macy, Garcia, Andy Garcia, just everybody you can think of.
And you guys, you honor people each year as well, right?
This year we have great honorees. We have Richard Dreyfuss is getting our Stanley Kramer Social Artist Award.
Wow.
Kevin Hart.
Mr. Holland's Opus?
Yes, Mr. Holland's
Yes.
Opus.
That one of the best theme songs. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Visions of a sunset.
by Sean Stockman, yeah.
Man, Sean nailed that.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is getting our Max Sennett Award. We've got Rosie Perez coming out. We got Ramon Rodriguez. We got Rob Riggle, which you may not realize by name, but when you see his face.
I know. Comedian.
Effing Catalina film mixer, pow! From Step Brothers and The Hangover and all that stuff.
He's hilarious.
Oh,
yeah.
he's hilarious. He's been in everything. But yeah, and Ashanti. Ashanti's getting our Avalon Award as well,
Fantastic.
Avalon Award.
which is a gem of the ocean because she's got a new film that she wrote called Stuck, which is winning awards everywhere. And so it's someone making waves in the ocean.
Got
is what
it.
It's called, yeah.
Very cool.
So it's a great film festival this year.
So busy.
Yeah.
And that's next week.
That starts on Wednesday.
So that,
And is it normally around this time of year? What?
Yeah,
So
like
like
end of September.
Like end of September.
So if we're looking at, so people are going to hear this, can they look forward to, next year?
Absolutely.
Is there a website they can go to get tickets? How does that work?
Yeah, if you ever want to find anything out about Catalina, just go to our website, which is catalinafilm.org.
CatalinaFilm.org.
Yeah, get tickets and learn everything and see some great films because we pride ourselves on finding amazing films. So it's no fluff films in there. Everything we put in is
Not
really good.
Not to take advantage of the situation or invite ourselves, but
You're
But can
welcome
we
to
go?
come. Absolutely.
But can we have a personal invite?
Absolutely. You are personally
I
invited
would love
to
to
go.
go. I'd love Catalina.
we got to get on one of them boats.
Yeah.
One of them
It
boats
leaves
and ride
on
over.
Friday or Saturday. One of those boats.
We'll connect about that, and
Yeah.
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be
Actually,
great.
that'd be a lot of fun. Speaking of acting stuff, you and I did a film together.
Yes. Dead Seven.
Dead
I had to
Seven.
Think about it. Like, did we?
We did.
Such
We
a-
did.
The worst memory.
This was the fruit of the brain of Nick Carter, I believe.
Yep.
Nick Carter and one of his buddies wrote this script. A bunch of boy band guys fighting zombies, and
And you guys,
And
you guys were
so-
a part of this film.
so Jeff Timmons
Timmons
from 98 Degrees
Uh-huh.
calls me. Was it the same for you? He
Yeah.
called you and said,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, you want to be?" So he called me. I was literally.
Is that how he sounds? Hey,
hey, bro, I got a thing.
We
That's
love Jeff.
exactly how he sounds. No, I was having sushi with my wife, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, Jeff's calling me. He doesn't call me often, so it must be important, right? So I'm like, I'll take this. So literally, I get it. I'm like, let me call you back when we finish dinner. I'm walking home, talking to him, and he's like, yeah, we're shooting a movie. We got a part for you. You might have to wear a diaper. and I was like, what?
I'm in. Sign the contract.
Turned out I didn't wear a diaper, right? Which I guess I'm kind of thankful for. I became Deputy Dylan instead. But yeah, it was a kind of situation where it's like, this is happening next week.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get ready and let's go.
Right, to Montana.
And it was to Butte, Montana, which
yeah.
I gotta say, I really did like Butte.
I like Butte, except it was cold. I'm like, how is it August and it feels like it's December?
It was cold, but there was so much history there, and the scenery. Look, remember the big lady on the hill?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. You have to.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Montana is beautiful. I've been there before in the past, and I've said that way back then.
Did you get grief from the other band members that they weren't in it?
No.
I didn't get grief until just now from Eric, but
Oh,
I think secretly he's been harboring that all this time.
Well, I know. Well, now I have FOMO.
What?
Fear of missing out.
Oh.
FOMO. Hashtag FOMO. Well, you didn't miss much, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It was a great time. We went to the premiere of the movie.
That picture circulated around pretty quickly, didn't it? The picture of all of the boy band
Of
members
everybody?
together and what's call it? That's kind of went viral.
The picture that from in front of the brothel
Yeah.
is still my Facebook background.
Oh, is it really? Yeah.
Still.
That took off.
It's a great picture. And Joey looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
I gotta say, he looked.
You know what? When I first
ridiculous.
saw Joey,
You didn't
I didn't
recognize
know
him.
it was Joey.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, yo. I was like, yeah, no, I just thought it was somebody saying nice. And I was like, oh, wait.
with the brown and yellow teeth.
Dude, I'm like, Joey, I had no idea it was you for so long.
So for those that don't know or haven't seen it, this movie had members from Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, All for One, No Authority. Who else?
Everybody.
I mean, pretty much any boy band you can think of. The sheriff was what was his name? Oh, geez, now I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, you've got to watch the movie. It was interesting. And at the premiere, I sat and had like a 10-minute conversation with Olivia Newton-John.
Did you really?
Because her daughter was in the movie.
Chloe.
And she and I got stuck on the opposite side of the press line, and we couldn't move. So I sat with Olivia Newton-John and awkwardly had a 10-minute conversation. I didn't know what to talk about.
so jealous.
Now, I know you're jealous because you love her. You love her.
Who doesn't love Sandy? Come
Right.
on.
I didn't. She has like a really thick accent.
Yeah.
I knew none of
I
this.
hate you.
I know. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, this is just like this happened. Whereas you would have been like, it was the coolest thing, bro. You probably wouldn't have turned into a
what I
surfer.
sound like?
You wouldn't
It's
have
uncanny.
you wouldn't have turned into a surfer, I don't think. But
Wow, I didn't know that, man.
yeah,
Jealous.
we got stuck. We literally could not move.
I would love
And
to
it was
get stuck with
and I'm
Olivia.
like, well, I'm like, Olivia, I think we can probably go this way. Or it was one of those. It was fun.
Awesome.
She talked about her husband and all these things. Good times. Good times.
Well,
Anywho's.
go check out the film.
Go check out Dead 7. I believe it's on Netflix.
Dead
I haven't watched it
Oh, is
since
it?
the
I
premiere.
haven't watched it.
I mean, how do you compartmentalize all the different things that you have going on, especially with touring and the film festival and your show and your TV show? And
You have a book?
It's hard. You see these grays that come in? You can see them now because I didn't have the strength to just get rid of them. Usually when I'm doing anything appearance-wise, oh, you look so young. It's like, catch me in a week of not doing anything. You be like, who the hell is that, Grady?
In all fairness, I guess you didn't necessarily realize we were going to be on camera
On
today.
camera today. I was like, oh, I said that.
so-
Tell me every time I tell you to tell them to become camera ready.
I'm going to have to do that. So,
Yeah.
my fault. He actually looks like he's 21 in real life.
I may be pushing 30 today.
Pushing 30 today.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be time.
I think it is time.
I think it is time, ladies and gentlemen.
What is it time for?
It's for 5, 6, 7, 8,
7 questions, 7 questions, 7 questions. Get 4, you win.
It's trivia time. It's trivia time.
You ready?
Tommy, can
Are you
you
ready?
I
please,
like that.
Can you please tell him what he will win if he gets 4 out of the 7 questions?
Well, first, let's say he'll get if he gets 3.
if he gets 3,
If you get 3, you'll get a T-shirt, a No Authority T-shirt that Eric's mom found in her attic.
You might have to shake it off and get all that dust off.
And it has 4 pictures, and Eric and I are on so our faces could be on your body.
Will you sign my chest if I do?
Well,
Only
if you get 4.
Okay.
If you get 4, we'll sign it.
Oh, that's what the 4?
Yes.
If you get 4, I'll sign your chest.
So
All right, are you ready to play 7 questions?
Yes.
All right. I'll start?
you start. Take it.
Question number 1. What was the number 1 song in America the day All For One released their debut album, April 12th, 1994?
All For One.
No, the day you released your album was released.
It doesn't go right to number 1 the day it's released.
In April? Because the song got
April
released before
12th.
the album.
1994.
April 12th, 1994. I don't know. I won't know. What was before us? Boyz II Men.
It was a solo.
Close.
It was a solo artist. He used an initial for his first name.
Just one?
One initial.
So I got 26 letters to go.
He used an initial. He went by Ara.
He also
R. Kelly?
yeah.
And the song was
I believe I... No. Who did that record?
He don't see
Bumping
see-
Grind.
Yeah, there it is.
okay. All right. All right.
Victory.
All right.
Question 1.
We'll give you that.
Check.
We'll give you that. Okay. When Googling your name,
Oh, Jesus.
what is the most Google-related search term about you?
I don't Google my name, but I'm sure Delicious what comes up.
Oh no, that's funny because I was like, I just want to say Delicious every time I
He
read your
wanted.
name.
He either wanted to say Cornelius or Delicious.
Right.
No, it's not
So
that
when
at
I
all.
Google my name, what's the first thing that comes up?
What is the top search term? Like this when it gives you the options. Like what is the top search?
I would hope we All For One, no?
No, it's
I'm afraid.
it actually
No,
says
I don't
it,
Google
it
my-
actually says Delious Kennedy wife,
Yeah,
which is a very like
and you click on it, and there's 0 pictures.
I don't understand why people are like everyone's search for that. There's no,
Yeah, there's
and it goes
there's
nowhere.
3. If you Google related, there's like 3 things that say family, wife.
I thought it was going to be height.
Thanks.
No, that's what
that's a
that's what
common one.
JoJo had. Yeah, it's a common one. But yeah, Delious Kennedy
Just to
wife.
let you know.
Yeah.
Say,
So
who am I married to?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't say, huh? Okay.
anyway,
Well,
Damn.
that's okay.
that's what it
All
is.
the rest of them right?
You
No.
no, you're still
you got
good.
some time.
We've got 7 questions.
Okay.
7
All right.
questions.
These are real questions.
According to us, based on something we saw on Amazon,
According to us. Yeah.
what is the longest running number 1 Billboard single in history?
All right. It's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
I'm trying to see who if anyone surpassed it, because it was One Sweet Day with Mariah and Boyz II Men, but did anybody pass that?
Yes.
Someone did.
According to us, based on
us.
something we saw on Amazon, yes.
All For One.
but-
All for one.
You know what?
That's not true though.
But you're absolutely right. It is One Sweet Day.
Yeah.
But the thing that we saw on Amazon, it was I Swear.
Yeah, but it's one of the first things that we Googled, and it came up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because
So-
they knew that we were Googling All for One, and so they tricked us.
But the cool thing is that he actually answered it.
You did answer correctly.
Like you could not have answered that better.
Yeah.
You got it right, and then you also got it right again.
Cool.
That's
Okay.
that's almost worth 2 points.
Yes, that is. Well, we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Congratulations.
Give me the damn shirt. No.
Okay. In the movie Dead 7, there were 2 boy band members that survived. Who were they?
Nick. Oh, it's his movie. I wouldn't want to kill myself. So I was like, I don't know. Oh, and you didn't die.
Tommy did
Tom-
not die.
Tommy didn't
That
die
is one.
because you can come back for the sequel. We talked about that, right? If there was a sequel, really technically you didn't
You
die.
also didn't die.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Remember,
You're right.
The
What-
2 people are
Now-
the
now-
2 people
now-
that are in this room besides me.
Right. You're
Now,
right.
now, technically, we both got shot and killed by what was her name? Remember in the hallway?
I didn't get shot.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So you
We
have the
both
worst
got shot
memory.
down in the basement.
So then we.
what was it?
the
What was her
basement.
name? What was her name? The girl, that big voice. The girl. She was the madam. She's a singer.
From
She's-
Idol.
American Idol.
Frenchie. No.
Frenchie
Davis?
Davis.
Yes.
Frenchie
Davis.
shot both of us with a shotgun.
You're
Remember?
right.
Because I remember
Oh,
they had
yes,
the
that
they
dirty
had
floor,
they
the
had the
cut.
mat down, and it's like and boom boom, and Delious falls before we get to the mat. He falls on the freaking hard concrete.
I was like, I'm an actor.
He was in,
You
he
were
was
in
in
it.
it. He was in it.
Yes.
Anyway,
Method.
Yeah, method.
but the thing is, they didn't flesh out our characters enough for us to actually die, so that never made it in the movie. So if there ever is a sequel, it'll pretty much be Delious and I walking around
We should just write it. Dead 8. The survivors.
alive too.
Yes.
Can I
Alive
be
too.
in it?
Yes. You can be in
Yes,
it.
I made it.
So anyway, that I can't give that to you. I can't give that to you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Don't worry.
It's
there's
okay.
still
It's
more to
okay.
come.
You've got one so far, right?
No, he's had two.
Two. He's got two. Wait, one,
Yeah.
1, 2. Oh, you got two.
Two.
You
Yeah,
got
you
two.
just need one more. You get the shirt.
Got
Two
it.
more. You get the signature.
So you're good. You're doing well.
Question number 5. 7 questions. 7 questions. Get 4, you win. How quickly can you name this influential celebrity?
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun.
dun, dun.
She is 5'5". Any guesses?
So that's 3 hints.
Ooh, good guess.
So female, she's alive, and she's 5'5".
That's just it? That's...
No.
Well,
there's
so
more.
far.
All right, keep going.
Paula
You
Abdul?
said Paula Abdul?
Nice.
Not a bad guess,
Not-
actually. Not a bad guess.
She was born in Bay City, Michigan in 1958.
1958. So. Basically,
You were on the right track.
what was it?
All right. That's good.
It's
So
okay.
just know that. Next hint.
Next hint.
Her Sticky and Sweet tour is the 7th
Madonna.
highest grossing concert tour of all time.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed
I think
it.
That's the
I,
fastest
I,
one.
I know tour names.
Now, did you know that tour made $408 million?
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it.
No, you got it quick. Good job. Congratulations.
And really quick, so her label Maverick, which I just found out yesterday when I was
Which
researching.
we were on.
We were on Maverick.
label.
Maverick is now a management company.
Oh.
Didn't know that. No longer a label, now a management company.
Labels have a hard time these days.
Sure do.
Yeah.
And Larry Rudolph, I believe, is there. Guy O'Seary is still there.
Guys still there.
Larry Rudolph, for those that don't know, was Britney's manager, I believe, or maybe still is.
Still
I
is,
don't
I
know.
think.
Anyway, okay.
right, question number
Next
6.
question. Okay, so yeah, you got that. So he gets the shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you win the shirts.
Yeah.
Now we are going.
Okay, going for the signatures. Okay. In the movie The Three Musketeers, the theme song features the lyrics "All for One." The song "All for Love" was sung by which 3 iconic male singers?
Bryan Adams.
Check.
Oh, who are the other 2? Bryan Adams.
Iconic.
I know. How do I not know this?
Think British.
I know. I just can't think of names. I'm the worst. Oh.
Think hair.
Was it Rod?
Yes.
It was.
I was thinking I was
Check.
like Rod
Okay.
Stewart, but I'm like, I know it's a
Rod
great voice.
Stewart.
It was Rod. So
And
Bryan
then-
Adams, Rod Stewart,
Stewart.
the last one. I didn't get this last
And Sting.
one. Sting!
Yes!
Yeah, you get that signature!
All right, excellent. Well, now this is just
for fun.
this is just for fun. Just for fun. Once again, it's a music question. It's
All right. What was the number 1 song in America the day All for One won the Grammy Award? I swear, March 1st, 1990.
the day that you won the Grammy.
The day you won
which
the
was
Grammy.
March 1st. So the day that you won the Grammy.
We'll give you
for
a
I swear.
hint. The name was...
Don't give the hint yet.
Oh,
You have no idea? Okay, good.
95. Seal. Oh no.
She's female.
You talked about her a little earlier. In 7 questions.
Oh, but that must have...
She's
No, you just gotta think of the song.
5'5".
Madonna.
And the
What
song
song?
and the song.
Take a bow.
Yes! We call that...
Nice, bro.
I have a story about that.
We call that a success.
Let's hear the
Actually, I
story.
do have a story about that.
That's the kind of
Are-
Do
are-
tell.
questions.
Are you Madonna fans? Or you're not gonna be offended or anything, right?
No. Yeah, I mean,
Well, she was our
she was our boss.
she was our boss, and we never saw her.
No, we
So-
will not be offended if you
We're not
have something
offended
to
at all.
say.
No.
So we're at the American Music Awards. When did she sing that? She sang it with Babyface. She did duet American Music Awards or the Grammys.
Okay.
One of those, and we just got off stage presenting an award or whatever. And you know, before they bring you back into the audience, they have you in this little holding room and everything, so that they don't see you walking in and out on camera. And so we're in there, and then Jam and Lewis are also in there.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis producers. Janet Jackson's producers.
Yeah.
And we're all just in there, just, chatting. It's like a small room, what you call it. And then her people come in. Everybody against the wall.
Oh my
Are you
God.
serious?
They were like, against the wall? What? Fire hazard? What you call it? She comes in and she stands in the middle of the room and just, I was like, man, what? I'm like, really? Really? You're amongst your peers at that point, so it's not like there's like
This isn't.
crowds
These
of-
aren't fans.
No, I was like,
No.
wow.
That happened to us on tour
with Christina
Aguilera.
Aguilera.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I got trolled by Christina
Everybody
Aguilera fans.
against the wall, and I was like, "What?" Same thing.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like this isn't like these are your peers.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like what are you doing?
It was weird. I was like,
It is weird.
And that wasn't our first run-in with Madonna. We almost got in a fight with her people because we were doing Wango Tango, and we literally had to get off stage, run to the car, and to make it to LAX to get to our plane to get to our next show.
Yeah.
And we finished, and we're trying to run off stage. We're like, wait right here. We're like, oh, we gotta go. It's like, hold on, Madonna's about to walk through. We're like, we don't have time, man. Our car's right there. We gotta go. And like, no one can go through it. So finally, we're like, bullshit. And we started pushing our way through. We got in a tussle. One of the people spilled beer all over my head and whatever, just moving. I'm like, it was like from here to there is our car, and we have to sit here until she comes. She wasn't even here yet. I'm like, this is
That's
bullcrap.
crazy.
I cannot wrap my brain around how that is okay.
Yeah.
That
No.
type of behavior is okay.
Never.
I understand
Never,
that you
ever.
need to protect the artist. You need
Yeah.
to protect when you do have, but not when it comes to a situation like that. I
There's
don't.
there's no danger there. Like that's just everyone's doing their
Yeah.
jobs. You know.
Just trying to get to the
Don't
car,
understand.
You
man.
say you got trolled by
Aguilera fans on
Really?
on Instagram is hilarious.
Why? What happened?
Because somewhere on I put on my Facebook when they did the tribute to Whitney or whatever she sang on it or whatever. She didn't sound bad or anything like that, but I'm like, people were asking why is it Christina Aguilera, and I went onto this thing like that's what happens when you don't have any black artists who are vocalists. I feel like they were being shut out of pop radio.
Right.
That's the
Oh,
only person
I
you can go
remember
to.
when- yeah, I remember when
is
you
a
posted
Christina
that. Yeah, yeah.
Aguilera who really wasn't even that current on pop radio, but that's the only one they can go through.
So you
know?
so you caught some flack on that.
And so that was on my Facebook page though, so I don't know if someone shared it or whatever. So on my Instagram, someone said something about it, and I was like, oh, whatever, Christina Aguilera. I didn't say she was bad. She's talented. Da, da, da. Yeah, da, da, da. And then another person was like, I'm like, what's going on? And then they started attacking me. You were this and that. And I was like, well, look at her face, because she just had the plastic surgery, which she didn't really look like herself. And that was the mistake.
Yeah, you don't want
It
to.
was like the beehive, what you call it. Everybody was like,
you
what?
changed the
I'm like,
conversation at that point.
where are these people coming from? So I started blocking people, and they would start new accounts. Oh, so you're blocking us now? I'm like, it's my page. I can block you. You're offended that I'm blocking you on my page?
That's crazy.
People.
I've got a Christina Aguilera story. I'll tell really quick before we'll wrap up soon, but really quick. So one night we went out, some friends, and we were at a club in Hollywood. I don't even remember which club it was, and I remember there were some girls that came up and they asked me to taste their drink. And I remember I tasted the drink, and I was like, it tastes fine.
It's
whatever.
free alcohol. Why not? I would.
Right. Of course, I'm Irish, and I'm like in a club, and I'm young and dumb. So I tried it, and I was like, okay, fine. Anyway, night goes on. We end up getting. I get into an SUV, and we go back to the Spelling Mansion. So there's like Aaron Spelling, Tori Spelling, like the Spelling, right? Okay. So we go back with actually the son. What's his name? Spelling.
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking
I'm looking at his face. I can't hear his
Aaron
name.
Spelling Jr.
Just to call him that,
son.
yeah.
He's actually like a therapist now, I think. Anyway, awesome guy. We go back there. I mean, this place is amazing. You walk in. It's almost like you're at a hotel. You get in the elevator. You go downstairs. There's a bowling alley, a bar. Like it's just
I've
insane.
heard about it, yeah.
And I start feeling a little weird. I'm like, ugh.
Randy.
Anyway, Randy Spelling, correct. Randy. Sorry about that, buddy. I forgot your name. Anyway, I remember being in a room with Christina Aguilera, and she's playing guitar, and she and I are it was literally just the two of us singing. And she's playing guitar, and we're just singing. I don't even know what we sang.
Yeah. Well, that's that story.
But something was put in my drink because I started just like slowing down.
no.
I'm like, oh, next thing you know, I'm like, Randy, I gotta go. Like I'm trying to bowl, and I'm just like, bleh, like.
You get roofied?
I think
Right?
so. And anyway, so he takes me upstairs, puts me in a cab, pays for my cab back to North Hollywood. I wake up the next day. I've got bruises. I'm all like, It was a crazy
What
night.
happened?
And
So
I
you're
don't know.
saying Christina Aguilera roofied you?
No, she didn't. No, the people,
just
the
kidding.
people at the
I'm
club.
trying- I just want to create.
But I remember I was very upset because everyone was going back to Christina's house like for the after party after. Everyone was going over there at like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I totally want to go, but I couldn't freaking move. It was crazy.
Interesting.
It was crazy.
Sounds like a date rape.
Yep.
Somebody
Avoided.
tried to avoided.
Avoid the date.
Randy Spelling got me home safely.
Good for
So
Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you,
Good
Randy.
people.
I appreciate
Good.
that.
I'm happy we're ending on that positive note.
Yes.
Got home safely.
Got home safely.
Okay, so future projects. Is there anything on the horizon we should be
Because
looking
you
out
have
for?
so much time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying not to. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm not trying to do anything right now. We have Vegas.
Oh,
Did we
yes.
talk about Vegas?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The
so
residency.
the residency in
That is
Vegas
freaking
starts-
awesome.
Yes,
Congratulations.
October the 12th.
That is, what theater?
The Paris Theater in Las Vegas.
That is
That's a
huge.
nice
and it's the 90s residency. And October 12th we start, and it's us, Salt and Pepper, and Rob Bass. And it's a
Nice.
rotating cast. So every now and then you'll see like In Vogue will pop in and Mark McGrath.
The
Kid and
original.
Play.
Are they-
the original?
You have 2 originals and 1 new one.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Disney show.
Can you name names?
Yeah.
Who's
Who the original person?
who's going to be?
Terry. I mean, of In Vogue.
With
or-
In Vogue.
Yeah, Terry
I mean, I
Ellis
know
is
you
original.
guys are-
Yeah, Terry Ellis is original.
Okay.
And Cindy Heron is original. And then you have oh my gosh, she's my friend too.
Someone from Disney. From Disney. You say?
Yeah. Why am I forgetting? I'm blanking on her name.
It's okay. I forgot
But
Randy's
yeah,
name.
she was also on the Disney Club with Justin and all them.
Who is that? Who would it be?
I don't know.
You can look it up. It's okay.
Because
You can look it
I
up.
feel so bad right now.
That- so-
'Cause we bowl together and everything.
How many? For how long are you guys doing your residency for?
The residency is 6 months.
6 months.
To start off,
amazing.
yeah.
And how many shows a week?
5.
You're like
5 shows a week
you're like
for 6
Celine-
months?
You're like Celine Dion.
Yeah.
You're like
amazing.
Celine Dion.
Well, not as talented as
You're like,
Celine
you're
Dion,
like
but
four male Celine Dions.
I don't know about that. But
Okay, well,
Um,
kind of though.
well, everybody.
Rona Barrett.
Yes.
I didn't look it up. I remember Rona. It didn't come up yet.
He remembered before I saw
Yes.
it didn't actually come up.
I was like,
That's
what's
true.
her name? I was
True-
like, Anita?
true
no.
story. So for tickets for that, what do you go to the
I'm just Ticketmaster or the hotel. You can get tickets for that one. But it should be a real fun show. I'll
And
leave
it
next
starts
week.
in October.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I also
because
want to come to
I
that.
have a lot of time
can
off.
we come to that?
Yeah,
Put you
I
on
think
the
Tommy
spot
and I
again?
have some time off in November. I'm just saying.
Don't come in November because it'll be dark, but we'll be back again in December. So we'll do October and
Great.
December.
We have lots of time off in December.
Yeah. Cool.
December it is.
December it is.
coming out.
Absolutely.
We're coming out.
Any personal social handles that you want to throw out there, and write down the ones that you have, and we'll
Now-
toss them.
Yeah,
up on
I'll
the
write them
screen.
down. Just
We don't
just-
want people to
just-
come and troll you.
Just Instagram, you can do that on. I usually save my Facebook page for like my friends and all that. I should probably start a fan page, but I never
fine.
did.
That's fine. Listen, Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Delious_Kennedy. It's simple.
Delious
_Kennedy.
That's DELIOUS
_Kennedy.
KENNEDY. Delious Kennedy.
Well, Delious, it was such a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
It was such a pleasure. I think you're the bee's knees.
Thank you.
That
He's
means
never
that
said
means
that
great.
about anyone. Here,
I like
anyway.
my knees. No.
Very talented and very sweet and very nice. And thank you so much for coming on the Real ShowCast.
And can we do one thing before we go?
Sure.
Just because he was like, "Delia," he's like, which part do you sing? He's like, he's like, all the time that you've been. Is it the bit? I was like, he's the big voice.
do you have the-
Would you turn that way and sing it? Just because if you sing it here, it'll probably break the microphone.
Oh my God. The big note that I got to warm up for
Yeah.
every concert.
Okay, you don't have to go to the high.
And I won't.
Can you just give a sample to the listeners if they have, and if you haven't heard his voice, then something's wrong with you. But just if you haven't, can we get just a taste? Just a taste.
Let's see what comes out.
Oh, really quick, while you're warming up mentally. Delious actually, he and I wrote together, not just for the All for One album. We actually wrote for my album as well.
Oh, yeah,
I did
yeah.
a solo record
Uh-huh.
called it was Tommy Mac songs I wrote for you, and Delious and I wrote a song called Where Were You?
Yeah.
Which was where your friend is like a fair weather friend. And, like earlier, you're talking about like getting beat up and jewelry stolen, something like that. That's mentioned in those lyrics. Anyway, and then there was another one called All We'll Ever Need. Which,
Yeah,
which
that's one I like.
I love that song, and I really want that to see like. Well,
life.
it sees the light of day, but I would like to see to get legs at some point. All We'll Ever Need, amazing song, and Delious really made me come with it on that. I never had ever done falsetto in a song
really?
before. So you pushed me to be my best
Oh, cool.
vocally on that.
Cool, man.
and
Yeah.
lyrically, I think it's also beautiful. So
Just got to give the song what it needs. You know?
it's
All right.
gorgeous. Okay,
Take
okay.
us out with that sweet,
us
rich,
out.
velvety voice
Give us
of
a little,
yours.
just a little taste.
No pressure.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Just a little taste.
And all this time that you've been waiting, woo, you don't have to wait no more. Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Texture.
Gorgeous.
texture.
We put him on the spot,
Gristle.
and that was
Yes.
gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. And Delious, fist
Thank
bump.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
you
to
so
K
much.
Gem.
Thank you, KJM. Thank all you guys for tuning in. And I didn't even tell you about this, but I wrote an outro because I thought we got a show. We should do something worth doing, right? We should have a cause, have something. So I'm gonna want you to say this when I get there. Just that line, just that one line.
I can't read your writing.
A wise man once said.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for all you guys, thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the Real ShowCast, Eric Stretch, and me, Tommy Mac, we're signing off for now. But until next time,
A wise man once said.
have your pets spayed or neutered. Down south, they might say uncootered. We hope you've laughed. We made you feel. Till next time, y'all, keep it real.
Oh yeah.